Hello, my name's Ryan Hasty. I'm here with you today as part of the Wodonga Innovation Project. If this is one of your first videos you've seen from us here at the Wodonga Innovation Project, our goal is just to really bring you as much really small, easy to consume videos that can help you innovate with your business, your project, or your startup. Please, if you haven't seen any of our other videos, go to our website, www.wodongainnovationproject.net.au. Today, I'm really excited about the conversation I'm going to have today with a good friend of mine, Chris Westwood. We're going to talk about testing the market, and like whenever we build new products, it's important that we need to test the market to see if the solution is commercial. So Chris is a good friend of mine here with me today from the AI group, and he's going to share a quick story about a concept he recently ran, which was supporting some of the local food manufacturing businesses in the Albury-Wodonga area. So welcome, Chris.
G'day, Ryan. Nice to see you and your varying collection of books behind you.
Thanks, mate. You're a legend.
I'm doing lots of these Zooms, and I must say it's fascinating looking at people's bookshelves.
Yeah, it's interesting. Hey, like you kind of think about where's the best place to put yourself. So, the best place in the house. But mate, thank you for noticing. So, Chris, quickly, mate, if you could just give us a quick rundown of your role with our group, just in about 15 seconds.
Sure. So, yeah, Chris Westwood's my name. Over the previous 2 years, I ran a manufacturing program up here in the Northeast, and that was really working with manufacturing businesses to improve their systems and product innovate and create various learnings around leadership and export. But that role's now changed into more of a business support role, working with businesses in the Upper Murray to help them recover and move forward on the back of the bushfires primarily, but then also COVID as a result of that.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. That's great. So, Chris, we'll get cracking straight into it. I am a customer of a little project that you ran called A Night Out In, and it was really cool, like what you put together. And so I just love for you to to share about the project, a night out in, and I guess a little bit around how you tested it to see if it was an actual commercial solution or not, and just the points you'd like to share with it.
Yep. So sure thing, Ryan. So once sort of COVID came in and, it impacted on my job in terms of not being able to necessarily go and work with the businesses I had over the last couple of years. So I sat down and gave it some thought as to how I could keep working with probably primarily the food manufacturing businesses that I had, because, they had the bushfires come through and wipe out their tourism and summer, and then COVID came and really had an impact as well. So we're talking about some big businesses, really successful businesses here: Gundaring Ice Cream, Beechworth Bakery, Millerwa Cheese, and Cooker Brothers Patisserie. And we had a couple of Albury-based businesses as well as part of that. But I really wanted to thought about how can we help with these guys. So I came up with the concept of creating a 3-course meal takeaway option, which used those 6 businesses, where over the course of a couple of months, each Friday night, it became Thursday and Friday night, I would offer up an option to buy a 3-course meal, and was calling it A Night Out In, because obviously under restrictions we weren't allowed to go out, and people could buy it online and then take home a 3-course meal from some of our great food manufacturers in the region. So yeah, I guess testing the market from that point, it was looking at, okay, how can we pull all these businesses together and then distribute from one hub as a dining experience that you have in your own home?
Yeah, that's great. And was it popular? I mean, how'd you go with orders and all that sort of thing?
Yeah, look, it followed a curve, if you like, as initially when the restrictions were in place and people couldn't go out to dinner, and everyone had a really great supportive nature about supporting businesses in the region. It started off and it curved up really high. But then as restrictions started easing off, and probably there were so many other takeaway and delivery options, it did taper away, but it was consistent, and it was a really good, and the businesses involved really enjoyed being involved for that couple of months, and it gave a distraction away from what would have been probably a quieter time.
Yeah, cool. And Chris, I know we spoke a little bit before this. I know that you work in manufacturing consulting, I guess, and you know, for people that are listening to this that might be, you know, building a new product or thinking about how they could commercialize it as good as possible? I know you've got a couple of tips you'd just like to share with anyone who's listening to this.
Yeah, so over the last couple of years working with those manufacturing businesses, I've learned a lot around lean manufacturing, product innovation, and so forth. But yeah, a couple of points I'd probably encourage people to think about if they're going to try and test the market is, you know, as a business, look back over your journey, and you know, as a business, you understand best really what your clients want or what your customers want. So product innovate on the back of that, because you know your market. I guess secondly, and this is a really important one, be sure that, and not just in food, but in all sorts of manufacturing, be sure that you have the ability to sufficiently fill that product. Because, you know, it could go gangbusters, and the biggest failure of products into China is that they go gangbusters, but then the manufacturers themselves can't actually support the development and to keep up with the demand. So yeah, be sure that you have that ability behind you to produce. And finally, you know, it's a commonly used cliche: if you never go, you never know. So, you know, once you've done your research, just put it out there. And I know it's really tough to get out there and have a go, but I really, you know, like I said, have a go, and otherwise you never know whether it's going to go forward or backwards. So I guess that was your best chance to grow.
That's awesome. Chris, mate, thank you very much. I know we like to keep our videos nice and short here, but that's really great content, you know, for anyone that's watching this. So thanks again, mate. Thanks for joining us today.
No worries, mate. Just, yeah, really encourage people to get behind the WIP, the Wodonga Innovation Project. It's a great concept, and yourself and the group behind it are doing a wonderful job. So check out the website and get behind the various videos.
Good on you. That's great. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, mate.
No worries, mate. Cheers.